The distress beacon was an act of desperation. I had fired it knowing full well that no human ship was within 300 light-years. Our fleet had pulled back weeks ago, leaving forward scouts like me stranded behind collapsing front lines. The Skryth Dominion was advancing, and the outpost I was stationed on, Survey Station Vargo 13, had just been wiped clean by their plasma storms. I was the only survivor. My escape pod floated through the Kelran expanse, oxygen dwindling, hull integrity questionable. The stars blurred beyond the cracked viewport, each passing hour pushing me closer to the end. Humans weren't meant to die quietly, but there was no one left to hear me. So I activated the old, outdated, multiracial emergency beacon, a relic from when the galaxy wasn't divided into warring species. A beacon whose signal almost no one used anymore. I didn't expect anyone to answer. I certainly didn't expect her. Chapter 1. The Woman in the Starlight. 3 hours after I triggered the beacon, my sensors flickered with a proximity alert. A ship, small, sleek, signature unknown, dropped out of warp beside my failing pod. Its hull was obsidian black with silver markings that looked hand-etched. Ancient, tribal, beautiful. Then a voice crackled through my comms. Low, resonant, female, human vessel. Your call has been received. Identify. My throat tightened with disbelief. Lieutenant Marcus Hale, Terran Scout Corps. I thought no one still monitored the multiracial bands. A brief silence. Very few do, she replied. But I am not most people. Her image appeared on my dying screen. She wasn't human, not by a long shot. Her skin held a faint iridescent shimmer, like starlight reflecting off water. 2 angled ridges framed her forehead, and her silver-white hair cascaded past armored shoulders. But her eyes, emerald green, sharp and ancient, held something unmistakably alive. Intelligent. Fierce. Warrior. Permission to board? She asked. I laughed, nearly delirious. My ship's a coffin. Permission granted. Seconds later, a docking clamp echoed through the pod, followed by the hiss of atmosphere equalization. The hatch opened. She stepped in like a walking myth. Nearly 2 meters tall, armored in deep blue plates decorated with glowing glyphs. A long, curved blade rested at her hip. Not decorative. Worn, sharpened, used. Her movements were controlled, predatory yet elegant. Her gaze flicked over my failing life support systems. You are dying, she stated calmly. Not anymore, I hope. She tilted her head, studying me. We shall see. She carried me aboard her ship, a compact strike vessel with curved architecture and a living metal interior that shifted subtly as we walked. The air smelled of ozone and fragrant herbs. The hum of ancient power resonated beneath my feet. Her ship didn't feel engineered. It felt grown. She laid me in a medical cradle. Soft blue light enveloped me, sealing my wounds and easing my cracked ribs. Who are you? I asked, finally catching my breath. She placed a hand over her chest. I am Tyron Valshura, Blade Keeper of the Ashari sovereignty. I blinked. The Ashari? I thought your species was extinct. Many believe what is convenient, she replied. And why did you answer my beacon? Her expression changed, subtle but unmistakable. A tightening around the eyes. A glimmer of memory. Because once your people answered mine. Chapter 2. The Ashari Legend. As her ship slipped back into warp space, Tyron explained. The Ashari were once a proud warrior civilization, protectors of an ancient region of space known as the Veil. They forged alliances with early human explorers, long before the Terran Empire expanded. But when the Skryth Dominion invaded the Veil, The Ashari were hunted nearly to extinction. Their colonies fell. Their rulers died. Their fleets crumbled. Only scattered survivors remained. My people do not forget debts, she said softly. Humans saved the last Ashari refugees centuries ago. A rescue call was sent that night. You answered it. Tonight, I answer yours. I swallowed. I didn't know that. Most humans alive today do not, she said. But I do. Her gaze drifted toward the viewport. And the Skryth still hunt what remains of us. My heart tightened. Then we share an enemy. A faint smile touched her lips. Sharp. Knowing.
Yes.
And one worth fighting. The ship jolted suddenly. Alarms blared in a language I didn't know. I sat upright. What was that? Her eyes hardened. We are being followed. Chapter 3. The Skryth hunters' 3 Skryth marauder ships dropped out of warp, their insectal hulls bristling with crimson weapon ports. Their screeches filled the comms, painful, static-filled bursts of a language designed to intimidate. Tyron swiped her hand through the air. Holographic patterns rippled around her. They will not stop, she growled. They detected the Ashari glyphs on my hull.
She turned to me.
You can fight human? I can try. She smiled, a sharp, warrior's grin. Good. You will man the rear weapons. I followed her through the living corridors. The ship adjusted around us, reshaping itself to provide new pathways, as if it sensed the coming battle. When we reached the rear armament station, a console rose from the floor like blooming metal petals. Place your hands here, she ordered. I did, and nearly jumped as the ship's systems linked to my nervous system. I felt the guns as if they were extensions of my own arms. Your ship is alive, I whispered.
Yes.
Do not let it die. The battle erupted. Skryth fire hammered the shields with sizzling yellow streaks. Tyron's ship danced between blasts, flowing rather than flying. I fired back, cutting through their armor with beams that felt like lances of my own anger. One Skryth ship exploded. Another dove in too close. Tyron spun the vessel sharply. Hold on. The inertial dampener struggled. I nearly blacked out as our ship dipped under a barrage and rose behind the enemy flank. I fired again. A direct hit. The third marauder retreated. Silence filled the cockpit, broken only by the settling groans of the living hull. My chest heaved. That was, I gasped, insane. Tyron gave a low chuckle. For Ashari, that was a warm-up. Chapter 4. The bond of survivors. Hours later, we drifted through a quiet patch of the expanse. Tyron repaired her armor while I studied the alien systems. You fight like someone with a death wish, she remarked without looking up. Or someone with nothing left to lose, I replied. She paused. Your outpost destroyed? I nodded. Everyone I knew there gone. She sat beside me. In my culture, she said, we light a flame for the fallen. A reminder that their spirits guide us forward. I exhaled shakily. Humans used to do something similar. Then let us honor them, together. She pressed a hand to a small device on her wrist. A glowing ember appeared between us, floating gently, a warm orange light in the coldness of space. For your people, she whispered.
For yours, I said.
For a moment, we simply sat together. 2 survivors of 2 dying civilizations. Chapter 5. The Call Beyond the Veil. Days passed. Tyron plotted a course toward the Veil, a region she believed held one of the last Ashari refuges. If the Skryth were tracking her, she needed to warn whoever remained. But something else happened during those days. We trained together, ate together, talked long into the artificial nights. She taught me the Ashari combat stance, low center, coiled like a spring. I taught her the Terran grip on a rifle, tight but controlled. We grew closer, not just allies. Something more complicated, something dangerous. On the 7th day, while analyzing long-range scans, she stiffened. Hale, come see this. I approached the console. A faint echo pulsed through the veil's border. Rhythmic. Familiar. It's the Ashari royal code, she whispered. It shouldn't exist. The royal line died generations ago. Unless someone survived. Her eyes widened. Unless the Princess Valshura still lives. I blinked. Valshura? Your last name is... She's my sister, Tyron admitted, voice trembling. And she may be calling for help. My heart tightened. Then let's answer her call. Chapter 6. The Veil's Secrets. The Veil was unlike any region of space I'd ever seen. Swirling silver nebulae danced like fog around jagged asteroid clusters. Bursts of violet energy crackled along invisible lines, forming natural labyrinths that made sensors useless. How did your people ever navigate this? I asked. We were born in it, she said simply. Her ship wove through the dangerous terrain with fluid grace, guided by Tyron's instincts alone. Hours later, a structure appeared, massive, ancient, glowing faintly between drifting veils of cosmic dust. A temple, an Ashari temple. We're here, she whispered. But something was wrong. No lights, no guards, no signs of life, only silence. We entered cautiously. The interior buzzed with dormant power. Runes glowed briefly as we passed, recognizing Tyron's lineage. At the heart of the temple lay a throne room, collapsed, broken, charred with battle scars. And at its center, a body. Ty, is that? She raced ahead. I followed. The figure was female, armored, regal, but unmoving. It is not her. Tyron breathed, relief and sorrow mixing. A guardian. Not my sister. But the signal came from beneath us. A deep, metallic groan echoed through the hall. The floor split open, revealing a hidden chamber below. A single pod rose from the depths. Inside was a woman.
Ashari.
Royal markings. Silver hair braided in ceremonial style. Very much alive. Tyron fell to her knees. Valshura, she whispered.
Sister.
The pod hissed open. Princess Valshura stepped out, weak but conscious. Ty, I knew you'd come.
Her gaze shifted to me.
And you brought a human. Human. Tyron scoffed. This one saved my life. Valshura nodded. Then he has earned our trust. The moment was cut short by a violent explosion in the distance. Tyron snarled. The Skryth are here. Valshura placed a trembling hand on her sister's arm. Then let us finish what they started. Chapter 7. The last stand of the Ashari Skryth soldiers poured into the temple, towering insectoid brutes with bladed limbs and armor-like exoskeletons. Tyron drew her curved blade. Valshura activated her royal staff, crackling with blue energy. I gripped my rifle. The battle was chaos. Echoing blasts, clashing metal, furious screeches. Tyron moved like living lightning, cutting through Skryth warriors with vicious precision. Valshura fought with sweeping arcs of energy, knocking enemies aside. I stood beside them, firing until my rifle overheated. But more Skryth arrived. Dozens. Hundreds. Valshura collapsed to one knee, exhausted. Tyron shielded her with her body. We cannot hold. Yes, we can, Valshura whispered. If we awaken the heart. Tyron's eyes widened. That will kill you. It will kill all of us, I realized. Valshura touched my arm. Human, will you trust me? I looked at Tyron. She nodded. Yes, I said. Do it. The princess slammed her staff into the floor. The temple roared to life. Runes ignited. Energy surged. A blinding shockwave burst outward, vaporizing Skryth warriors in an instant, but sparing us. When the light faded, silence. The Skryth were gone. Valshura collapsed. I caught her. Is she alive? Tyron confirmed. Barely. Her eyes met mine, filled with gratitude and something more. You helped save my people, she said softly. Now I will help save yours. Epilogue. She answered my call in the days that followed. We evacuated the surviving Ashari from hidden sanctuaries across the Vale. Word spread quickly, an ancient warrior species living again. And they owed humanity a debt. Tyron stood beside me on the temple's balcony, watching Ashari ships take flight. You could stay, she said quietly. Fight with us. Live with us. I smiled. Tempting. But my people need me. She nodded slowly. Then I will honor your path. But as I turned to leave, she grabbed my hand. Firm.
Warm. Certain.
Hale, this is not goodbye. No, I said. It's not. The moment my distress beacon went out, I thought I was calling for help. I didn't know I was calling her. A warrior. A survivor. A queen in all but name. And she answered.